I said, this is my dad. He's dead. Yeah. And I want to have him framed. And I go back next week.
Oh, no.
He's not there.
Oh,
and
no.
the shirt is framed.
So Todd Glass is here.
Yeah!
Oh, God.
Yeah. Feel good. Wow.
It's exciting every time.
We'll be at Helium Comedy Club
It is incredibly exciting.
tomorrow, Thursday, and Friday. I'm not done speaking yet.
Sorry. I'm a different person than I used to be.
Are you?
Really?
Is it because of this treatment that you've had done?
I'm just, I listen more, and I'm not as no, I feel crazy right now.
Wow.
Yeah.
But I'm happy to be
That's
here.
what we
You
need.
told me in the green room that you're now a full Hasidic rabbi.
It's and he knew because of the things on the
Yeah, and
sides.
I didn't want to. I should have let you down.
That's my improv skills.
All right, well, let's
things on the side.
let's bring
Start.
everybody in on this, on what we're talking about. So Todd requested that we have a certain treatment done. Casey, did he contact you about it?
Yeah. So I don't know. Maybe this is all the rage in Los Angeles these days, but
here.
Yeah, and here. Well,
And here.
we talked about it here on our show, where I think we initially heard of it as a like on-site hangover treatment.
Yes.
Where if you put one on the night before, you weren't feeling all that great, that there's a service that will come to your office or residence or whatever, and they'll administer an IV and that is filled with saline,
Gummy bears,
B12, and stuff like that.
We remember our calendar shoot when we had that little snafu when they showed up. The bachelor party that had all of the equipment. It was like the leftovers of this treatment that they had done.
But so many people are doing it now, and apparently it's effective.
Well, I'm out of the loop. I'm out of the loop because I'm not familiar.
Yeah,
I've heard of the hangover thing, but I didn't know that this is all the rage, as you were saying.
That's what I hear.
There's facilities specifically for this now.
Okay, well,
And
the facility that we have here is called City Hydration. And Christy is here from City Hydration. Hi, Christy.
Hi, how are you?
Nice to see you. I'm wonderful. But what were you going to say, Todd?
No, I was gonna. First, I was gonna say something. I go, I bet that she could probably explain it better than me. So then I was like, well, probably you were right to go her way. But now that I have your attention,
yes,
I real quick, I have friends that have done it over the years. And even 15 years ago, I would hear about it, but it was just to me someone did on the set or that had money. I always thought, and
it was for the wealthy.
It was only for the wealthy.
Only for the wealthy, the 1%ers.
And so it's not a new thing. It's just new that you're able to do it. But my friend said at first you do it like maybe you're under the weather, but then you realize how good you feel. You're like, you know what? I just want to feel real good for my wedding or for something you're doing one day that you just want to feel great. You're going to a concert at night. So like in the day, you're just at your best.
Yeah, Todd, I saw a special on it. It was a local. It might have been you, City Hydration Services, and they were talking about it's now become a ritual for a lot of people because I just normally associate it with a hangover thing. Okay, but there are apparently just wellness aspects to it. So, what's in your bag, Todd? What do you? Because you're going right now.
Mine now. I don't want you to laugh at me.
To an IV right now.
Right now, he has an IV needle into his arm.
And by the way, my palms are sweating.
Yeah, Kathy hates needles.
Looking at that IV in your arm.
Yeah.
Oh my God!
Kathy will not be using this service.
Some people, yeah, it's same with some people. It doesn't really like. For me, it was just like it sounds like this is like I'm not doing an ad for it, but it was like a pinch, same, and then now I'm not even thinking.
Well,
about
you're
it.
a regular intravenous drug user. So
well, I am.
Nothing.
In all
for
fairness, mine does have mashed potatoes in it.
Wow.
So, wow. Just because she said I look low on gravy, and I said, well, then
Let's top that off.
Give me 2 bags of gravy.
I would say this.
Funny, John. Look how my friend John.
You have a friend here, I guess. So what is he? Is he the this is a double-blind experiment? If he passes away, you're good.
I started his intravenous about 20 minutes before mine. If he drops dead, I pull mine out early.
No, this has been vetted quite a lot. People are using this quite often.
Yeah,
so.
yeah.
I'm sorry, your name is Christy. Is that
Christy,
yeah.
yes.
So how's business been? Is it booming?
It is booming. We've been around for about 2 years now, and it was slow going in the beginning because it's really not well known on the East Coast. I first saw this business in California. Then I moved to Colorado. They were everywhere in Colorado. And when I realized there wasn't anything like this in Philadelphia, I decided to move home and give it a shot with opening one up.
Now, are your customers primarily well-known comedians looking for free stuff?
Yeah. Our customers are everything. I mean, you have the tired mom, you have the professional athletes, you have cold and flu patients. I mean, we're kind of all across the board with the clients we see.
That's what I was going to ask about. Cold, like if you're sick, if you have the flu, you need your fluids replenished. People come to you just if they're not feeling so hot. They'll come in for that.
Yeah. So our cold and flu infusion has been incredibly popular this year. It seems to be hitting everybody and pretty hard at that. So we see people come in when symptoms are starting. We'll have people come in because their wife and their kids are sick. We'll have people come in when it's just been dragging on and they can't really get over the hump of the cold. We tell everyone our cold and flu infusion, it's all antioxidants. It is not a cure for the flu. It's not a cure for a cold. It's just going to help your body, boost your immunity, and help you get over it a lot faster.
So you recover quicker?
Exactly.
Okay.
A common question coming up, text messages, how much does it cost?
Yes. So it really varies. I mean, most of our infusions are customized by our clients depending on how they're feeling and what they're needing. It starts at $75 for a plain bag with nothing mixed in, and we've seen them go as expensive as $300 plus with the additives they choose.
So, okay, but if you book it through us, free.
Yeah.
Now, is it so the one with nothing in it? No, not nothing in it. It's not a novelty bag. But what
What's the $75 bag?
What is the basic
So the
fluid?
$75 bag is just plain saline. And a lot of people think like the vitamins and stuff are beneficial when really the hydration aspect of it is where you feel the best.
So Todd, obviously you had surgery, you had with the heart issue. I had my deals.
I play younger.
But
Well, is that an issue?
I don't want you to lose your job on Riverdale. The saline thing is always what they give you, and it kind of it gets you back
Yeah,
up and
it
running.
really makes you feel like you're revived.
Yeah.
All right, how is this different than just drinking a lot of liquids or, electrolytes?
I mean, so that's a great question. So absorption via the GI tract is variable, and it's susceptible to first pass metabolism, which is really just a fancy way of saying that a portion of what's taken in by mouth is filtered through the gut and the liver, and it's not really hitting your bloodstream.
You're going right in.
Yeah, exactly.
All
So
right.
this is 100% absorption. It bypasses your GI tract. It's not filtered as much. It's going right into the blood cells.
Okay. So how are you feeling? Whenever I've had an IV, it's weird because you'll start to feel it. I felt.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's a placebo
What, like
thing
in
going
your
on.
body?
Well, you start to feel.
Cold.
Yeah.
I'll
So,
tell you.
Really?
It's very common. You feel cold pretty much instantly. Your hand or your arm, wherever it's infusing, you'll start to feel a little cold. A lot of people taste the B vitamins. Do you taste it?
No.
Yeah.
I
So
taste the donut I had.
yeah, a majority of people will taste those B vitamins. It kind of tastes like a Flintstones vitamin. It's not too terrible. But it's the hydration that's really giving you that immediate difference.
Huh.
We have a lot of people that love B12 in their infusions. It's
B12 is the big
high-energy
thing. You always hear B12 mentioned.
And I tried B12, and I was not looking to think. I didn't want to pretend it was working if it didn't. So I was during the day. I go, I don't know if I feel it. At night, absolutely. What I always say is clear-headed, and I did it one more time. I don't need to do it every day, but it was another thing I was going to. I was like, God, I liked the way that was the first time. I went and did it again, and lightheaded, not lightheaded, clear-headed, And to me, it feels like the B12 right now, but like 3 times.
How often do you do it, Todd?
I've only done the B12 twice.
Just twice? Okay.
Yeah, so this to me, the closest I can get to ever feeling it was that. This right now,
Yeah.
even now, and it's only been in there for 20 minutes, it feels like 3 times that. It feels very nice.
All right, so should you go to your doctor before you do something like this?
So we actually
Let's keep
have
them out of this.
We have physicians on staff. All of our staff are critical care nurses, so ER, ICU, lots of experience. And our physicians are also part of this.
Okay.
All right, the reason I ask is because I remember I started taking a multivitamin because I thought you should take a multivitamin. And then my doctor was like, don't take a multivitamin. You shouldn't take that. You should check with me before you take any vitamins of any type because
Always
you
good.
may not need those or they may be counterproductive.
Well, a lot of these facilities, at least the ones that I know of, it is either retired nurses or nurses who are out of their field that are now moving on to open up something like this.
Yeah, we kind of chose a little bit of a different business model. We wanted our nurses to still be based in hospitals, skills very fresh. They're great at IVs. They're quick to think. They're just more prepared. I feel like when they have been in action profession and they're working in hospitals and then coming into work.
You want actual medical personnel doing this. You don't want a guy in a van doing it.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
All right. So so this is something that you're digging. So how amongst other comedians and stuff do you see this a lot? Other people, entertainers, using this a lot?
I've just always heard stories like, they got someone didn't feel well, they got a mobile, they called it a mobile nurse.
Yeah.
And they come because they're nurses, they're registered nurses.
It's a classic, Todd. Because he it's the same reason why you serve your water in a glass jug in your and it's the reason why you wanted a circular driveway. You just sort of project wealth when it comes to this sort of stuff, right?
Well, you just want to find out. What are you talking about?
He's talking about you. You wanted the hedges trimmed when you were a kid. You're about presentation. Yeah. You're about making sure you're at your best.
Well, why not?
Yes.
Why not? Do you have a company that come out and put some low energy in you? Yeah, I want to have a little lower energy.
I want to be sedate and a social outcast.
And I want to tell you guys something, and I don't mean to jump right to it, but I know how it works. You got to get funny quick. People, can I tell you something? Go off the top. When I come in here every time, how can I get people to come to my show? Not like in a begging way. Look, you go to Netflix. If you think I'm funny, if you're not familiar with me. Also, by the way, tonight I will be on Jimmy Kimmel. We already recorded it, but we did it from his club in Las Vegas. And it's with the whole band, and it's the most different stand-up set I've ever done, seriously, in my career on late-night television.
You've been calling this the event of a lifetime.
I have. Yes. There you go. It's what it says.
Yeah,
that's the name of my tour.
Of a lifetime, and that's saying a lot.
And I have the whole band with me on the show, so I've never done a late-night set with the whole band.
Yeah.
So they're all there. John over here, he is the keyboard guy in the band,
and he's currently he blew right through his bag.
Wait.
Look at that.
Seriously,
his bag is empty.
Yeah, you're right.
What is it about a keyboard player that has them suck up their juice quicker?
Is he in your
Steve
Netflix?
is, by the way, Steve, you got 3 cackles out of me this morning. And it's like not the most appealing thing about yourself because you think that's who you really are. In the other room, you said something, I went, I'm like, I guess that's how I laugh when I don't have time to do the fake laugh. Like,
Todd, is John in your Netflix special?
No, John is not.
Okay,
John in that Netflix
When are you going to
special.
film your Netflix special?
Well, I'm getting close. I'm getting close to film the one that aired already.
I love the last one, by the way.
Yeah.
So what I'm saying is when you come to my live show, I seriously take responsibility for and the minute you get in there, I want it to be an experience. When you're buying your ticket, what it's like, the music you're listening to in the bar before you go into the showroom, what you hear when you leave the showroom. So and then the band as people are being sat. So I really care about the show. So if that's any reason, because people spend money they don't have. Sometimes they spend money they don't have. They park, babysitters, everything ends up costing. And as I do comedy longer, I try to remember that. I've made mistakes in the past when you didn't give it your best. So now,
put your hand down so that you drain quicker.
Yeah,
Hey, by the way,
he just reached over to calm Todd down for a moment while he's streaming done.
So your Netflix special is really, really great. Very, very meticulous. And I know all stand-up comedians or most successful stand-up comedians really, every single beat is rehearsed and practiced. And with the band, you take it to a whole new level. Now, I had also heard when you talk about the experience for the fan, for the people that are spending money to go to your show, that I heard that you, even with the green room, you will go in and you'll spend money and you'll decorate the green room just to sort of make sure that it's
it gets sometimes that stuff, and I don't know if it's my own insecurities. It gets exaggerated, but basically what I've done is you're in a green room. It's really bright.
Yeah.
And they don't have a lamp. Most clubs, if they figured out after years, if you're it's people are going to be hanging in here, that is not conducive to hanging out.
You want mood lighting.
So at Target, you buy a lamp and you leave it. Right. You leave it for the club. You're like, there you go. And now hopefully every comedian uses it.
I hear
stuff like
it's
that.
about presentation. I agree with that 1,000%.
Yeah.
So you're very proud of this. I have to ask you because on your Twitter page you have all these animations, all these cartoons. to promoting the show. Is there the chance that we're going to see a Todd Glass animated series or?
No, but it's fun. They Josh would take these. They were called mashups. They would take literally you talking about a sketch and turn it into a sketch. It was really a cool way to do it.
They're
Like,
well done.
Yeah, because you're just talking it. You know, like sometimes you'll talk a sketch. You'll be like, yeah, what if this? And they would take it to life. And they ended up on the internet.
They're very funny. They're bits of your routines and stuff, and they're animated, and it's the animation's top level.
And did I ever tell you that, speaking of animation? Yeah, speaking of that, speaking of other things, this happens, a little turnaround, you put it all in a bowl. Next thing you know, who's to say you can't talk about the frame situation that happened before? So,
you have a personal experience?
You never know the way it turns around conversation.
Best segue I've ever.
Yeah.
But seriously, was Dunkirk necessary?
Put it in a bowl, spin it around.
I brought my dad. I don't mean to, but by the way, you know, my dad did pass away. That is the truth.
Yes, I'm
but
sorry.
I brought him to after he passed away. I dragged him to a frame shop, and I told them this is a true story. That's why I was wanting to get in here.
Yeah.
How important it was to me. I said, I said, this is my dad. He's dead, and I want to have him framed. And I go back next week.
Oh no,
he's not there, and the shirt is framed. I go, what are you doing, my dad?
There was a body.
Yes.
Yeah. No, that pisses you off. You tell me you didn't pay.
Can I add my serious thoughts to that for whatever it's worth?
Serious
that wasn't my
thoughts?
serious.
Wait, that didn't happen?
That wasn't my serious. Is that I know from knowing this happened once with somebody's pictures after a wedding.
Yeah.
Not all of them, but the most empathy that it is met with, the easier it makes for you to try to go. Like if it's like, I think what happens, let's say it's a picture of your grandmother, whatever it is. Yeah. What would you have wanted your grandmother to do in that situation? Like, to be nice to this person, to be like, she'd probably want it to be the best scenario in the world. So if someone meets it with knowing how important it is, like to just go, they look genuinely crushed. To me, it would make it easier to go, look, people make mistakes, even on these big things, and try to meet it with, it sucks, but it's okay.
Yeah.
You know, but it helps when it's met with empathy. And I know someone that dealt with it once with pictures. It wasn't met. It was met with just like matter of factness. Like, yeah, sometimes that happens. It's like, oh, I think this person needs more than that right now.
Yeah. Would you freak out? Would you?
I would try to. I really would. Hopefully, try to go to the best place I could be and go, I could do this. This is that person. I know it sounds a little cheesy. It's basically me. Like, could you say, could have that happened to you? Yeah, I could have done a stupid thing.
Mm-hmm. I mean, they lost a body on you. I mean, that's your
father.
Yeah.
I mean, that's deceased dad.
I mean, does the shirt at least still smell like him, or
a little bit?
Why have we as a society not ever entertained the notion of taxidermy when it comes to loved ones?
You know, I heard it's illegal. I asked somebody once, like 10 years ago, and it's illegal.
I've only seen it in foreign countries where they've done stuff like that.
no?
Yeah, it does. You don't look healthy.
Not
by the way.
taxidermy. They bury it.
It depends on what place you bring it to. I know
Maybe
a
I
guy.
can get it next time I come in here. Could you get a taxidermist that does people? I want to start talking to him on your show, and then I want to be left here in the Preston and Steve studio. If I die and you're still doing the show, I want to sit over in the corner with a drip bag
and we mean
from City Hydration.
Yep.
Can I tell you something that I noticed? Now, do you want it to be about what we're talking about right now, or just be something completely
Can I get serious?
different?
Whatever.
Yeah,
Whatever you want,
let's get
Todd.
serious.
Well, I
You
think
want
it's
music?
great. People that there's a name for these people, and they're called 2 minute. They want to tell you how close to where they live is to something, and it really is a thing. These people that go like, "Oh, where I live in 2 minutes. I'm in Gulf Mills in 2 minutes. 2 minutes. I get to the Tony to my bridge 8 minutes. 8 minutes I get there. John, fill it in the background real much. 2 minutes.
I go 9 minutes.
9 minutes. I get down there. 17 minutes. I'm in Cherry Hill. 17 minutes. I get to Cherry Hill. 14. I get 2 hours. 2 hours. I get in my car to Florida on a plane. I get on 16 minutes. I'm in Pennsauken. I'm in Pennsauken in 16 minutes, and that's door to door. I can get on a jitney, get to Wildwood, New Jersey, 1 hour and 7 minutes. There you go.
Wow.
It's true, though. There are people who do that.
Wow, the bag's working.
Yeah, thank you.
I'll tell you what.
Side note, it's about 20 minutes to city hydration from here.
Picture that bit.
Dude, listen, my dad was amazing at that. So my dad drove a truck for a living. He would say, "I'll be home in 7 minutes." He was home in 7 minutes. I mean, and it was never like
He would just sit outside with the truck on.
No, usually,
God damn it, I made it in 4 minutes.
Usually people round it to the nearest 5 minute, right? So it's like, oh, I'll be there in a half hour. I'll be there in 25 minutes. My dad would be like, all right, I'll be there in 16 minutes. And it was always.
And they drive reckless back then. If your dad wanted to be right on time, he'd kill the whole family. No, it's 8 minutes away. Turning hard corners. But I do want to say this.
Please.
Okay.
I got nothing.
No.
Hey, how's the podcast going?
My podcast got canceled. Thank you. I asked you not to bring it up when I got it before when I saw you in the hallway. The podcast is going great.
I'm a fan.
Is going great. Thank you. Thank you very much. I'll tell you, you're all right. I'll tell you.
I'm getting my B12 bag.
See the bit you just 2 minutes, 4 minutes, just John filling in. Imagine that, but with 5 band members doing that. It's overwhelming.
You have
It
a
is
5-piece
overwhelming.
band?
I'll have 3 instruments and sometimes 2 fillers, like just bongos and a tambourine, because for the bits. Like
He
that
has 3
bit.
guys, but some
I
of the
don't
guys
even-
have 2 instruments, Preston.
Thank you, bro.
Who lives the closest to you? How many minutes away?
What are you talking about?
Well, I don't know.
He's doing a recall.
Todd, with the band, and I mean this is a total
Yes.
compliment, it's obviously rehearsed, but it seems like it's improv.
Do you know what? Can I tell you something? I hope this is interesting to talk about on the radio, but people will know when they go see it. A lot of it isn't. Once, especially with John Brand Wagner, when he's with me, if he knows how to do it. Like you can ad lib more than you think.
That's great.
And they off the cuff. Just it's whenever I call on them, they're always there for whatever bit. It is a lot of fun having the band on the road. I feel like it's getting to do the best sketch.
Is this what you've always sort of dreamed about?
Yes,
having this
yeah, it's
vibe
great.
where you have sort of a traveling review or like a troupe of
Just stand up with
Yeah,
a band.
yeah.
It's like you get to play and it's fun. But anyway,
How much more
digress.
expensive is this? You got these guys got to stay somewhere. They got to eat. You got to pay them.
You use a local. What I've learned, if John is
There are
just one
hostels
person,
all over the country.
He'll round up other musicians.
use a local drummer. You can always teach 2, 3 local people, and so you're just bringing one person with you.
Should ask me, dude. I would have accompanied.
Do you know that Preston is we kid you not. Preston is a sensational drummer.
But would you have wanted to do 6 shows?
Not at all.
Oh, hell no.
Right.
No. I would have done one of them, though.
Well, you know what? You still can.
I got a gig on Friday night already, but yeah, maybe we can fit that in. We'll talk.
Well, listen, here's what I'd like to do. You'll do the Saturday. Oh, Freddie, I locked you. Saturday, you'll do both shows. I won't have it any other way. I'm 2 minutes from there, 6 minutes from there, sure.
How is Kimmel's? Are you doing it on the Kimmel set? You said you're at his club in Vegas.
Yeah, we shot it already.
And Jimmy is from Vegas and has always wanted to have a comedy club, and we hear nothing but great things about it.
Yeah, they did it. They did it really nice. Mostly what the showroom is very important, but also what is even more important is the green room. And he did the green room on his comedy club like it's at his show. Like his show is there's nothing else like it. Like
yeah.
And I've been to not perform. I haven't performed on the Tonight Show with Johnny, but I went to see someone that went and was there when Jay was there, and been to a lot of green rooms over the years. But Kimmel's is just this own thing, and it's gigantic, and there's food everywhere, and there's pool tables, and it's just a really fun green room.
Water served in glass pitchers.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Well, he loves comedians. He loves you. How long have you known him?
You know what? I know him, but don't know him. It's really weird. Like you know someone, but you don't know them. You don't see him that often, but you feel.
Did you find out he was a fan or what?
No, I knew. I when Sarah dated him, she would tell him, "You got to have Todd on the show, but let him do bits.
Yeah,
let him do different things." And that's sort of how I got to do it. To do different bits.
And you've been friends with Sarah for a long time, Silverman. Yeah.
Sarah used to sleep on our sofa. I used to live with a guy named Dave Rath. He's a manager, and then Sarah would come in from New York, and she would sleep on our sofa. And I always thought she was so cool. I don't know why, but
She's been great, and we know that she's part of the reason you're here on this planet today. Right?
You're right.
Yeah.
Well, really, she's probably the reason I almost died, because she was the one telling people I was okay. She was going, no, he's just high, he's fine. Jeff Ross is the
Jeff
reason.
Ross. Okay.
By the way, along the lines of the people who always say how far away they live from things, how many minutes, there are also people who say who slept on their sofa, too.
Oh, I knew it.
Loads
I
of
knew
stories.
it. I knew it. I
Yep.
knew it. Preston, about 5 years ago. Can I tell the story?
Please. I'm okay with it. It's
Bumped
been a
into
while.
him in the hallway. I was going around the corner, and I bumped into him in the hallway. And that was it. I said, I'm sorry. I thought I was very, I wasn't like a jerk. He goes, one day, he goes, I don't care if it's 5 years. You're gonna say something, then I'm gonna call it back, and I'm gonna put it right in your face. And that's exactly, I guess and I thought he forgot about it.
He never
I
forgets.
thought that he let
He
it.
never
Do you
forgets.
think I'm performing good today? Do you think the people listening? 'Cause I said I'm going with my A game. What's it say at
Well,
the top
by the
of
way-
those notes?
2 minutes from 8 minutes. Oh, no, wait.
Preston and Steve.
Frame Dad's body. Oh,
Well,
Preston and
Preston
Steve.
and
I'm
Steve.
sorry.
A friend of mine, he told his wife he saw how affectionate his wife was with the dog.
Okay.
So he just said, maybe half kidding, he goes, why don't you treat me more like the dog? So, and now every time he poops in the house, his wife squirts him with a water pistol. Which, by the way, is a humane way. I told somebody that story, and they go, does that work? I go, well, I think I heard it was a non-physical way to maybe train your dog if it's barking or something. I think I saw it on a show, which I like anything that creates non-physical for anything, human or dog or anything. I thought to squirt the water pistol. But let's say you have a dog, I thought of after I heard the water pistol thing.
Right.
The water pistol's not working. I mean, okay, you got to stop at one point. You can't have, if he's really a bad dog, you get a fire hose. You're just right over to the neighbor's yard. Sure. Oh, you act like you're trying to go, no, let me just squirt him a little bit. You open up that hose. The dog, right over to the neighbor's yard. You go, oh, I tried to just use the water to teach him, but he was a bad dog. I think he's somewhere. I can't see him. He's on a farm. We used to get rid of, not so many, but once in a while we'd have a dog growing up. You know, when you try to fix the story as you're telling it?
Yeah.
We get rid of so many pets.
I don't want to make it look out of proportion, but over the years, it probably 3 stories. And me and my brothers didn't honestly figure it out till we were older. I didn't even know it was a thing. We had a dog, and it would always go to a farm.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Oh,
But the farm is put to sleep.
Yep.
Yeah.
The dog, they put the dog down. They didn't want to break it to the kids.
No, there's a
And I
farm
think-
out there that's got a ton of dead dogs.
I think it's
they kill it.
I think a lot of times it's not always a parent that was doing anything wrong. The dog, they could have realized the dog was aggressive and not
Or a
able
dog,
to be.
for a kid, or the dog just gets sick and it's in pain or whatever, it has to be put down. It's easier to lie to your child.
Right.
Yeah.
He's, because when I first saw these 2 dogs in the park, I remember, I just realized I can't tell this joke.
You did?
And you're,
Well,
I'll tell you what it is.
Try
But when we get to the part that is the part I can't do, you're going to go, why would you even have thought you could ever?
Well, we egged you on, so we'll take the blame for it.
Thank you.
Go ahead.
That when I saw these, but this is a true story. It's a true story. Why would I make it up? True story. When I was younger, I saw 2 dogs in the park, and they were going at it, bumping each other.
Yeah.
Right.
And I asked my dad what they were doing, and he said, because he didn't know how to deal with stuff, and he just said, he goes, I remember he said they're playing a game.
Yeah.
So I was like, I just asked him, I go, I took a beat, like a little kid will, and I go, what's the game? And he said, it's effing. It's called, he said it. Yeah.
Did you watch the Golden Globes by any chance?
No, I did not.
Oh, because Ricky Gervais, he did a little bit of a monologue, and he had gotten to a joke where, we'll get you a water. And he had gotten to a joke where
Just top off his bag.
that's so weird that you need water, but you've got the saline going through your body. There.
Did you hear what they said from
No, I
City
wasn't paying
Hydration?
attention.
So cleanly and brilliantly, she explained the difference between water that would make you thirsty and the hydration that would make you feel like I do right now. I feel like, can I tell you right now? I could bend steel. And I'm not thinking just, I'm not just thinking maybe I, thank you very much.
All right,
Thank
so-
you, Marissa.
Have you ever been on stage and you thought better of a joke that you were about to tell and had to hang a 180 away from it?
Yes, yeah.
Okay.
You know what, sometimes, you know what it will be? I'll be doing an old joke that I didn't realize, just don't. I have a different relationship with what I say that comes out of my mouth. So I'll be like, I'll think of an old joke, but then halfway through I go, oh, that's not nice.
Right.
You know, and I just want to stop. I'll just go, you know what? I don't need that joke anymore. I had a series called If You See a Sign That Says Don't Do It, It Means Somebody Did It.
Yes.
Okay.
It's true. Because, you know, they don't just put, you know, if it says, you know, I don't have to repeat the bit, but I will do one example from the old pile of part of this joke. For instance, if you see a sign that says no diving in the jacuzzi. Yeah, somebody dove into a jacuzzi, which think about that. That's crazy.
Yeah.
A moron.
Yeah.
A moron. And I don't like to call people morons because if I'm so smart, why shouldn't I be so smart to just talk about people kinder? But I don't know the word for it. And by the way, I hope this guy probably had a dad. You have children. You have people that love you.
Yeah.
Who are you to go, hey, I'm going to go dive into that jacuzzi?
Yeah.
So maybe you're better off.
Did you work at Dairy Queen? And
I
was
did
it
work
Plymouth
at Dairy
Meeting?
Queen, not to brag. But so when you talk about signs that, you know, if there's a sign, I'm going to make full circle. Everyone's going to be
Please.
proud of me. It's okay to get a loss, but you got to deliver.
No.
So here's the point.
Yeah.
Right.
So the ice cream place, it says 3 sample limit. It doesn't say 4. It
Right.
said 3 sample limit. And I thought about something. That tells a story. That tells 3 sample limit. You know what that story tells me? Look, lunatics come in different forms.
Yeah.
So when I use the word lunatic, people might go, lunatic? Yeah, that means a lunatic. Anybody that would go get 3 samples is a lunatic. Look, you certainly have problem with boundaries. If you're going to go, can I taste one? Can I get another? Can I get a third? Is there any stopping you? So that's what I think. That 4
was enough.
3 sample
I
limit.
think 3's too much.
I agree. Matter of fact, if I'm with people, 1, I'm okay with. You have to realize that not everyone's like you. People have a right to go get a sample of ice cream, Todd, even if it's something you're insecure about it. I say no sample. None.
Do you
None.
ever sample deli meat? I've seen people do that. Can I have a slice of that?
Oh, yeah. I've done that. I've tried cheese.
Right. So you can do
stuff
that
like that.
occasionally, same thing.
Yeah.
You don't do 4
Yeah.
or 5 different types of.
I trust the relationship where I'm getting it, but in the right situation, definitely. In that situation, I could lie and go, no, I don't do it there either because I seem like a hypocrite. There's something different about the ice cream.
But
It's
they have
just-
the little spoons. That's
Yeah,
what
but
it's for.
you're trying
you're
to
one
game
of
the
those,
system.
aren't you?
What about?
Yeah.
You're
What
trying
about-
to game the system, and so my kids are big. They love to do the free samples. I'll give them 1, and that is it. And it's only because they haven't been on the planet that long, so they haven't tried. If you're a 40-year-old man and you don't know what rum raisin tastes like you know.
Can I tell you something?
Yes.
And if it's at the yogurt place where you do it yourself in a little cup, all right, you're not. That's fine. Go over
Right,
in the
yeah.
corner, have a ball. But where they have to scoop it for you. So I have a different standard for if you're doing it yourself at least because it's not making someone else do it.
Sure.
And for kids, of course, it should. Yeah, whatever a kid wants
They're
to
our
do.
future.
Yeah.
You got to teach them well, Steve, right?
Exactly.
I disagree wholeheartedly. I think that you can sometimes be in between flavors, or maybe there's one you've never tried before. Or I say that not every rum raisin is the same, sir.
Okay.
There are a lot of places that make their own ice creams, and I would like to try that. particular
Preston's
one.
dessert of
Sometimes
choice
you
is
look-
ice cream.
Sometimes you look at rum raisin, it is a very clear, milky white look. Other times it's kind of brownish. I wonder how that one
Okay.
tastes as opposed to the other
I'm
one.
going
I've
to
had.
not to be a wishy-washy with my opinion, but to prove that I could change my opinion, I'm changing my stance. I'm going to say
4 samples?
a lot of it just with the demeanor, and you're matter of fact about it.
Yes.
Hey, could I try talk to the person? You have to go. You don't have to make.
I hate to be an imposition.
Yeah.
I'm a little wishy-washy here.
Yeah.
I just had an IV bag.
You're right. Not all are the same. So I guess really, it's a case by case situation. So Casey was wrong,
All
and
right.
what you said to especially Preston was disrespectful.
I apologize.
And I'm, as a fan
And I
of the
mean that.
show and honored to be here, I'm not trying to kiss anybody's tuchus. I thought you were way out of line.
I was way out of line. What are your thoughts on free samples? Because you see it at the
Costco.
the fudge kitchen,
The
you know,
mall.
yeah,
Costco, you can go
yeah.
around and spend an hour trying the samples. they have there.
Costco, I got in trouble at Costco. That's when I realized the world, people are crazy.
Yeah.
I had a
World War II wasn't an indicator.
Well, that's like, and by the way, this does make sense. Please remind me to get back to what I did at Costco.
Okay,
But
please.
it does have to do with, you said,
World War II?
Nazis?
yeah, the,
What did you do at Costco?
okay. World War
things.
War II.
World War II.
Oh, Hitler.
Ice cream samples.
Someone told me that Hitler, this is a true story, that they told me this, whether
Yes.
it's true or not,
Right.
it's true, I don't know.
Okay.
But they said Hitler ate a piece of cake every day. Isn't that crazy? I told my friend, I don't think it's the craziest thing about him.